All right, this is one of my favorite stories. Gregory Greco started out on Wolf PAC. He's now part of the Rhode Island Political Cooperative, and he might soon become a state senator there. And actually has an excellent chance of that for reasons that we're going to explain. So this is one of you guys, and hopefully soon he might be in the state legislature. All right, so let's bring him on. Greg, how you doing, brother?
I'm great. I'm excited to be here. This is one of my bucket list moments. I've been following TYT for 15 years, and I'm just really thrilled to be able to talk to you about my race and the Rhode Island Political Cooperative.
No, I love it, man. Your story's perfect. So you and I have met before because of Wolf PAC, okay, and because you've come out to Young Turks events. So tell us how you got into Wolf PAC, and also tell us your Wolf PAC nickname.
Well, I'll start off with my nickname. Josh Aces gave it to me, like I think the second meeting we had, and it's Big Swag. And I have to say, I love that nickname. I think, Cenk, I was like one of your first 50 donors. I remember watching, I think it was a Saturday night at 11 p.m. When you had Occupy Wall Street, and when you chanted out the Wolf PAC website. And I don't know if it was that night or the next morning, but as soon as I heard it, I went right to the website and donated. So Wolf PAC I thought was a fantastic idea from the get-go. And then I tried to get involved a couple times and it didn't work. But I remember one night I just sat down and I talked to my wife. I said, I'm in a rut and I really want to do something meaningful. She said, well, what do you want to do? And I wasn't sure I was going to say this, but I blurted out, I want to join Wolf PAC. So I made a call to the director at the time, Justin Royas, and I had an hour conversation with him. And I said, this sounds good. And then I met Bob Raphael, Josh Aces, and the core members of what became the RI5. We were the 5th state to call for resolution to call on an Article 5 convention to overturn Citizens United. And that core is still some people who are doing phenomenal canvassing for my campaign, donating, and we're very close. We have a group chat and we chat every day. But I was through our Rhode Island Wolf PAC that I got more involved in politics, and really we engaged a lot in the Bernie Sanders campaign in 2016, and I was also involved in 2020.
So Rhode Island is one of the states where Wolf PAC won. So Greg's part of that winning team, and he might win here again because of the seat that he's going for. So Cynthia Mendez is running for lieutenant governor as part of this cooperative. We're gonna come back to what this cooperative is amazing in Rhode Island. It's actually a radical new thing that's happening in American politics that I love, radical in a great sense. But Cynthia is one of the leaders of that. She's running for lieutenant governor under that. And Greg, you're running for our old Senate seat, correct?
That's correct. Yes, I'm running for Cynthia's Senate seat. I was very involved with Cynthia's campaign. I was running for the district committee, which is just a safeguarding kind of position that doesn't really have any power. It really gatekeeps usually mainstream Democrats. But she asked me to be on her district committee, so I had to get 50 signatures for me, and I got 50 signatures for Cynthia. And through that time, I really got to know Cynthia, and I realized what an incredibly powerful voice she is in the progressive movement. I knew she would go far, and we worked really hard on that campaign. I knocked over 500 doors, and she ended up beating the finance chair who had been in office for 10 years. He had an $80,000 war chest, which is a huge amount of money in a Rhode Island Senate race, and she won 62 to 38. And that was, I thought I was only going to have one amazing political moment when we won that resolution for the Young Turks, and that was one of the greatest moments of my life. But I got to repeat it when Cynthia won as well, 62-38. So Cynthia has an opportunity now to run with Matt Brown. Matt Brown's running for governor, and she's running for lieutenant governor, and they're running alongside the Rhode Island Political Cooperative. And when she told me that she was going to run for the lieutenant governor position, the first thing I was like, okay, so let's brainstorm. Who do you think we're gonna ask to run for the seat? And Cynthia's like, I got that covered, Greg. Don't worry about it. It's like, well, I think this person, that person's like, Greg, I think you should run for the seat. And I thought about it for a while. I've always been someone who's been an activist and never a politician. I don't call myself a politician. I'm a regular guy running for office. And I'm a special education teacher, and I'm someone who's fought for the average person for a long time. I fight for people who are not seen and heard. And I thought about, being a special education teacher and my experience at Wolf PAC. And then I thought, we need people in office who are gonna be unbought and unbossed. And I know I'm gonna be one of those people because I care too much about what politics and what democracy means. And I care too much about the average person to not do that.
Yeah, well, so you've proven that because at Wolfpack, obviously, we're trying to get all money out of politics. And the cooperative, if you join it, you cannot take money from corporate PACs, corporate lobbyists, or fossil fuel companies. So you've proven that over and over again, and you won over and over again. So that's wonderful to hear from a progressive. So big swag and big victory. So let's see if we can make that a trifecta here. Let me give the information for Greg's websites and links. This is down below if you're watching later on YouTube or Facebook. You just click on it in the description box. But you see there the RI is in Rhode Island Political Coop.com, and then it's got /Greg-Greco. But as I said, the links will be down below. So Greg, the question then of course is, so Cynthia knocks off this Senate Finance Chair, which is amazing. And she didn't just beat him, she beat him with a stick. So does that mean this district that you're running in now is safely progressive, not just blue, but progressive? Or do we not yet know that?
I don't think we know that yet. I don't want to take anything for granted. I'm running against someone who has an extremely high name ID. He is the East Providence City Council president. He had a fundraiser thrown by him by the Senate president and the Senate majority leader several weeks after he announced. So the full weight of the establishment is behind him. I think they thought because Cynthia is now running for lieutenant governor that there was an opening, but I'm here to prove that we can continue to have bold, progressive leadership, people who are unapologetic about what they believe and are able to articulate that at the doors and explain to people that they are going to fight for them and not for the entrenched special interests. So I've been making that case for 11 months now. I've been knocking doors constantly during this period, and I think we are making an effective case that this district will continue to be progressive and bold and fight for the average person.
Yeah, if they come for you that hard and you still win, yeah, I mean, boy, you're living up to all your nicknames. Big swag, big win. I don't know. So I love it. But let's talk a little bit more about the co-op. So what do you think about its effectiveness in at least getting the message out to people of what it means in Rhode Island, and that you and the other candidates are part of the co-op? Like, how do they know that?
Well, I think in Rhode Island, we're quite well known. In fact, there's a political scene article every Monday in the Providence Journal, which is the biggest newspaper in Rhode Island. And the front page of the last two political scenes were about co-op candidates running against leadership. The co-op is becoming a well-known political entity in Rhode Island is because we are out there every day. We're knocking on doors. We're talking to people. We're getting our message out. 2 years ago, we had a lot of success. Cynthia was not the only person to win a big race. Tiara Mack ran with the co-op and she won 59-41 against someone who had been in the Senate for almost 30 years, I believe. And we won 10 races across the state, including 5 in the Senate. And there's only 38 members of the Senate. So 5 members is actually a pretty significant amount. And we're coming again, we got 14 people running in the Senate, and I think we have 14 in the House as well. So we're coming hard and we're coming strong for a political establishment and entrenched special interests that have been running Rhode Island for far too long.
Man, that is super grassroots and super effective. That's what I love to see. So a progressive takeover of Rhode Island through the co-op would be amazing, and it would set an important precedent too. Similar thing happened in Oregon, not quite as well as organized as Rhode Island, but it made a huge difference in the congressional races as well when you have the state party taken over by progressives. So, Greg, tell us what you guys would do in Rhode Island if enough of the co-op members like yourself win.
Well, we have a very clear platform that is on the Rhode Island Political Cooperative website, which I believe may be attached to this interview. I'll tell you some of the things. We're going to start off a $19 minimum wage. We're going to have, we're fighting for a Green New Deal, we're fighting for Medicare for all. We're fighting to build 10,000 low-income and affordable housing units. Rhode Island's right now in the middle of a housing crisis. And we're going to fight for that. We're going to fully fund our schools. We are going to ensure that no person freezes to death in the winter by building, beds for our unhoused neighbors, and making sure that we build enough that no person needs to sleep outside, because homelessness is a policy choice and we choose not to make that choice.
Yeah, I love this new race to the top. In the States used to have a race to the bottom. Whoever has the worst regulations, businesses would go there, et cetera. Now, at California, we thought we were a big deal trying to get to $18 minimum wage. Now you guys are going to $19 minimum wage. It's a race to the top for top wages. I love it. And so are you guys going to try to do universal health care at the state level if you win?
Yeah, we're going to try our best to do that. I think once we get in office, we're going to strategize the best and most effective way to do that. I would love to see us partner with other states as well. I think there might be some states who might be interested in kind of doing that, across states, but we haven't talked about that as a Rhode Island Political Cooperative. So that's not a specific thing, but I think that that we've agreed to. But I think we are going to be bold and make sure that every single person has health care, and that no one ever goes bankrupt or lose all their money because they get sick ever again, at least in the state of Rhode Island.
All right, everybody check out Matt Brown running for governor, Cynthia Mendez running for lieutenant governor in the Rhode Island Co-op, and Greg Greco running for District 18 State Senate, okay? They gotta take the Senate as well as those top positions in order to actually get you change in Rhode Island. So make sure you're looking at the links below. There they are again. Greg, a real American hero, an actual teacher that just cared about the country, got involved as an activist, and now running and has an excellent chance of winning. Greg, thanks so much for joining us, and thanks for all that you've done, brother.
And thank you so much for having me, Cenk. This has really been one of the highlights of my life.
Thank you, brother. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.